Over the last couple of months, as an RDR2 fan, there has been a lot of questions regarding next-gen platforms. We did have information that GTA is getting a standalone release within 2021 for next-gen consoles, but we didn't hear anything about RDR2. Players weren't sure whether or not they would be able to play RDR2 on next-gen consoles. They weren't sure if you were able to play on next-gen consoles, whether or not you can transfer that progress across. But now, Rockstar have finally confirmed everything. So in this video, we are going to be going through all the latest information to do with RDR2 being on next-gen consoles. Before I do get into the video, if you do want to see any more content from me, I am streaming over on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. And as we are in November and there's quite a lot of things going on with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Call of Duty Cold War, next-gen consoles, that will probably ramp up to daily streams. And then next month within December, unless it gets delayed again, there will also be the Cyberpunk release. So there would be even more streams at that point. So if any of this is interest to you, link to the Twitch stream is in the description down below. And I did just briefly mention how Cyberpunk could be releasing next month unless it gets delayed again. I also want to point out that there is a channel completely dedicated to Cyberpunk. So if you like the news and all the information to do with RDR2 here, but want that with Cyberpunk, then there is also a link to the second YouTube channel, which is completely dedicated to Cyberpunk 2077. But that's enough of me plugging other platforms. Getting back to the thing that I have been preparing for a very long time. PlayStation 5 and also Xbox Series X was announced quite a while ago, and there's been a lot of hype building up since those points. I've always wanted to transfer from Xbox to PlayStation being my main console, because Rockstar have an exclusive deal with Sony, which means when there is a new update, PlayStation players get a little bit more content, which lasts about a month, and then that's when it goes out to other platforms, being Xbox and also PC. And as an RDR2 YouTuber, it makes sense for me to get that content to then show you guys, because then I could do more videos on it. So I've been preparing for a PlayStation 5 release for months and months and months, and I've done this by building up a PlayStation 4 account, which I've been streaming on. And I'm very happy this week that preparation has paid off, because Rockstar released this newswire which talks about Red Dead Redemption 2 and also GTA 5 being backwards compatible on the next-gen consoles. In the top paragraph, it says this: with the imminent launches of both PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X/S later this month, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One versions of Grand Theft Auto 5 and also Red Dead Redemption 2 will be playable on these new consoles via backwards compatibility, along with the most recent versions of LA Noire and a number of other classic Rockstar titles. So this is very, very good news. It made sense for Rockstar to do this because there's more financial profit from it, and it still serves the community. Otherwise we would all have to still play on Xbox One and also PlayStation 4. But it did just take them a very, very long time for them to announce it. Xbox and PlayStation coming out within the next couple of days. Now this is applied to if you have a physical copy, being a disc-based copy of either GTA 5 or Red Dead Redemption 2, or if you have a digital copy. With a disc, when you get the Xbox Series X, S, or even PlayStation 5, all you need to do is just put the disc in. With digital copies, it's obviously slightly different because you have no disc to put into the consoles. So therefore, whatever platform you're choosing, being PlayStation or Xbox, you'll just go into your library and you'll be able to see a download option for games that you've had on a PlayStation 4 or Xbox One. Either way, you will be able to play Red Dead Redemption 2 or GTA 5 on the next-gen consoles via backwards compatibility. And as an added bonus, a lot of questions that you guys have been asking me and I just simply did not know, I now know. You will be able to transfer your save files from current gen going all the way to next gen. There's a couple different ways that you can do this, either through LAN cables, connecting wirelessly, using USB storage, or you can transfer via the most recent cloud save that you had on PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live account. And your current progress for Red Dead Online will also be carried over, as long as you are using the same PlayStation Network or Xbox Live accounts on your new consoles. So you just need to make sure it's linked via the social club. So this is a lot of news here, and it's very, very good news. means that we can seamlessly carry on with our accounts and not have to worry about being reset. Because I know a lot of people were worried about how much gold they had, how much money they had, the rank that they managed to achieve within Red Dead Online, and they thought that they were going to be reset with the new release of the next gen consoles. That is no longer a worry as long as you do things correctly with actually making sure you are transferring the same account. So the account that you're playing on your PlayStation 4 should be the same account that you're playing on PlayStation 5. Now this also has some huge benefits. Yes, it's nice to be able to play the game that you're enjoying, but it also means that loading times will be a lot faster within different areas, whether or not you're playing on PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X, as a lot of this has already been released on different news articles. This is loading times from dashboard going all the way into the main game of single player. So the PlayStation 5 will take 1 minute and 22 seconds, which compares to the PlayStation 4 being 2 minutes 20 seconds, nearly shaves off a full minute of just waiting in a loading screen. Xbox Series X is looking like it's going to be 1 minute 13, so slightly quicker than the PlayStation 5, and comparing the Xbox Series X to the Xbox One X, Xbox One X is 2 minutes 42, so taking off over a minute with this one, making sure that the Xbox Series X is the fastest out of both platforms for RDR2 story. So this is the next gen consoles taking advantage of the SSD. Now I haven't seen anything about the times from going into online, but I do want to say it won't be that much quicker. There is data that needs to be pulled from the SSD, but there's so much more data that needs to be pulled from online services, which is where the SSD doesn't have much of an effect on that. So even though the Red Dead Online times haven't been released, there is GTA Online times for the PlayStation 4 Pro and the PlayStation 5. When you compare the two times, it's not that much different. You're literally talking about a couple seconds here. The other areas of Grand Theft Auto loading into single player on the PlayStation 5 is considerably faster, but GTA Online from PlayStation 4 Pro to PlayStation 5 is only slightly faster because the online component, which is what I just briefly mentioned. This is where you need to connect to other players and get their data and pull online data from Rockstar. The SSD just does not benefit that. I'm sure with this topic though, more information will be coming soon. Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 dropped this week, so more information will be released. I will do a follow-up in-depth video when I finally get my PlayStation 5, but I do want to point out that I'm here in the UK, which means I get my PlayStation 5 slightly later than everyone else. Those of you that are in America will be able to get your PlayStation 5s on the 12th of November, whereas I need to wait until the 19th of November. So in a lot of cases, you might be getting more information before me. Within this newswire, there's no mention of RDR2 enhancements. This is something that a lot of players are still waiting for. And maybe Rockstar would do a separate release, but we haven't got any information about that. GTA is getting another standalone release for next gen in 2021, and a lot of RDR2 fans were hoping for something similar. So we just need to wait for this one. But this is still a very, very exciting time for RDR2. We have next gen consoles now, which makes loading times a lot quicker, especially if you're going to be going into single player. But online doesn't really change too much, but it does mean that you can still play Red Dead Online for the next gen consoles. And then we're really not too far away from the next major update. I have done a video on this talking about everything that we know so far and also potential release dates of where we could actually get it. It is kind of broad because it's too hard to predict, but even though it is kind of broad, it's also still limited because Rockstar did say that there was going to be another update this year, and we're really not too far away from it being the end of 2020. So there's only limited dates in which Rockstar could release an update for Red Dead Online. And I really am excited to be able to play the next update on PlayStation 5, and maybe I can even get an Xbox Series X in time. Because as of right now, unfortunately, I can't buy it because they all sold out everywhere within seconds and I was not able to get a pre-order. But it is still very, very exciting times for Red Dead Online and Red Dead Redemption 2. As said at the beginning, if you do want any more information or do want to see any more content from me, there is links in the description down below, which will take you over to the Twitch stream, which will be ramping up to daily streams. And then there is also the second channel, which if you like what you see here to do with all the news and all the latest updates to do with RDR2, then we're also doing that over on Cyberpunk 2077, which is also not that far away from releasing. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But for now, I'm going. So see ya.